Hello and welcome to What's in Store, the monthly roundup of things I've seen on my travels that I think deserve a closer look. This time brought to you from our Reef Keeper Moss End store, and as I speak, awkwardly, I'm walking around the 60-foot or so of coral trays which are packed with dazzling little frags that enable you to grow your own coral reef at home. What wondrous times it is to be alive in a fish keeper, eh? So, here we go with the roundup of what I've seen in store. Enjoy. Bye for now.
It's rare to see large colonies of LPS corals nowadays, but this green bubble coral, Plerogyra sinuosa, was a delight to behold. Bubble corals are a great choice for aquaria where flow rates and lighting are moderate. As one of the old standbys of early reef keeping, they'll thrive in basic setups, or when placed in those tricky spots that don't suit more light-hungry species. This beauty was amongst the tasty offerings at Reef Keeper Moss End, alongside corals large and small to suit any home reef. It's always lovely when a delicate reef fish becomes a better candidate for aquarium keeping thanks to being captive bred. The Multibar Angel, Paracentropyge multifasciata, has been transformed from a species that we'd only buy through very select locations and expect them to be delicate, to a cheery little captive-bred fish that thrives on a wide range of dry and frozen foods. This youngster at our Cambridge branch was typical of the adorable cheeky fish that we see and should live a long and happy life in somebody's home reef. It seems that pecking at the rockwork is hardwired, whether they learn it on the reef or in our stores. They've only arrived on the scene in the last few years, and they're still a bit of a marmite fish, but there's no denying the popularity of the long-finned strain that are widely known as butterfly koi, Suprus hybrids. Those long flowing fins are a feature in all sizes that we see, and can easily double the length of the fish. There's always been some concern that long-finned forms are a bit more susceptible to the cold, thanks to all that fin tissue radiating body heat, but this is perhaps not the most logical thought when it comes to animals which are cold-blooded and generally the same temperature as the water they swim in when it comes to the colder months where it really counts. It might be that early examples were less hardy thanks to their limited gene pool, but now they come in every colour imaginable. Butterflies are far more robust and diverse. If, like me, you're a long-term fan of Central American cichlids, you're very likely to have some strong opinions on the popularity of hybrids. One of the biggest issues with centrals is their size and aggression, both factors that are also true of the hybrid known as the flowerhorn. Flowerhorns are a combination of some of the most aggressive centrals available, so it's no surprise that they're a little bit spicy. Breeders have selected for the nuchal hump displayed by some of their wild ancestors and exaggerated this to a point where it's nearly as large as the fish itself. Amongst the line-bred forms of this hybrid is the Thai silk, and these are characterised by the blue metallic sheen displayed by good examples, such as this one at our Reading store. Whichever type you like, the fact that these fish are so keen to interact with the outside world makes them great pets. Just don't try to house them with other fish. One of the most overlooked choices for the garden pond, rudd, Scardinus erythrophthalmus, are a native species which thrive whatever the climate throws at them. Despite being their natural colour, it's quite unusual to see the silver form, as the ornamental gold version is easier to spot from above. Rudd are hardy and low-impact pond residents, finding their place in the pond's ecosystem more easily than goldfish or carp, and are even able to breed fast enough to keep up with some predation too. If that wasn't enough to persuade you to give them a try, they also eat duckweed. Very handy. You'll find rudd in most of our stores as the pond season progresses, although you may need to ask for them in some of our smaller branches. When a fish is popular for decades, you know it must have a lot going for it. One of the most peaceful of its family, the cherry barb, Ranella Tia, is native to Sri Lanka, where temperatures in its shady habitat can dip below 20 degrees C. Now many generations away from its wild origins, An albino version has recently been developed, which has made this fish more popular than ever. This striking tankful was seen at our Scottsdale store and would make a colourful addition to any community of small, peaceful fishes, especially if it's planted. Unlike earlier batches, this one seems to include females, which are pink rather than red.